So this is gonna be a bit of a different stream at the start. Anyway, we might just play a few games after, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, Dan, I'm gonna talk about it. Well, I actually wanted to just. This isn't like a video that I would ever usually make, but I thought, fuck it. I thought we'd watch both sides of the argument and then just like maybe talk through it, and because I see both their sides really, to be honest. So, and I'm not taking sides because I love both of them, but I just wish they'd bury the bullshit and just do the show because there's so many fucking people that love the show, and I wish they could just I wish they could just come to an agreement. I really do. So Josh went live first. So for anyone who doesn't know, basically, there's two YouTube streamers who are YouTubers who would be probably my two favorite YouTubers, Star Wars Theory and The Den of Nerds. They have a show together on Monday nights called Nerd Theory, and the show was on for like 4 years. It was incredible, and then out of nowhere, Josh turned around with like 1 hour's notice and said, this was about 2 years ago, turned around with 1 hour's notice and said, yeah, this is going to be my last episode of the show, I'm leaving. And I was very upset at the time when this happened because I was just like, this is such bullshit. Like, he's been on the show for 4 years. Theory, like, made him who he was. Like, not taking anything away from Josh, he's very talented. He probably would have made it himself anyway. But he had a severe spike in growth because of Theory and when he first got on that show. Like, that cannot be denied. I went back because I remember thinking about this around when it first started because Theory actually introduced me to Josh. I was a big Theory fan, and obviously I love Marvel, DC, all this stuff, and I was like, oh, this dude that he talks to on Mondays like is into all this. I'll go check his channel out, and then I like fell in love with his channel. And people like Dan in the chat right now like are all from, like, Andre came from there, Dan came from there, Griff came from there. I've people who I call friends now from that community. You know what I mean? So like the community, both communities mean a lot to me. I'm not actually very involved in the Theory community, to be honest, because he streams very late at night, and usually he's live when I'm asleep. Like, he's live right now, which is rare for me. Like, I popped off a member, like my resub in his chat there. Like, I sub to his channel just because I love his stuff so much. I don't even get to watch him live. But I resubbed tonight for for 39 months. I've only ever popped it off like 4 times in his chat because he's never live when I'm awake. So I'm always like, listening to Nerd Theory when I'm working the next day or whatever. Like, Tuesday mornings for me is my Nerd Theory day. Um, yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so when they first kind of broke up, I very much blamed Josh for it this time around, the first time, because it was just so out of the blue. He wanted to quit to focus on his comic book, which 2 years later still isn't even done. I'm like, I've paid like $250 towards that comic. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm one of the gold tier, like, fucking Kickstarters, and we were promised that comic like a year ago, and it still hasn't got it. He hasn't even made the hoodies yet, like nothing, like. So I was like, I'm double pissed off because I'm like, I lost like my favorite fucking podcast, and the thing that he that he left the podcast for, he's like not even able to get it done on time. So like, it was just sucks. And then yeah, he goes and has a second kid. So it's just like, fuck, it was just tough. But again, I went, it ended, whatever, and I just went on watching both of them separately, and that was it. And then a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, they announced that they were going to come back, and they met each other in real life, and it was great. And Dan is probably the only person listening to this right now that understands what I'm talking about, because like, it was hype at the time, like. But most people don't even know who these people are, so you're probably just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? But basically, it was like, the band's getting back together. I actually saw somebody in Josh's Discord last night saying Nerd Theory is the Blink 182 of like the podcasting world or Star Wars world. And it's like, they break up, they get back together, they break up, but it's like they're going to get back together for a third time, and it's going to be the best shit that they ever do, which is what Blink did. Like, Blink broke up like twice, and then they're together now, and it's like, we're never going to break up again, sort of thing. And now they're like making like really cool shit and going on world tours and all. So maybe we will get them back, and it will be better than ever. But we're going through that second breakup right now, and it's tough. It's tough. So I was live last night. Couple of people came in asking me about this, and again, I was live when the news broke. I couldn't really stop and go through it, but I was hanging around in his Discord for a little bit. People were talking shit about Theory, and I'm a big Theory fan, so I don't like listening to people talk shit about him. I'm a big Theory defender. I always say that, if I grew up like in the same area as this dude, I'd said we'd be friends, like, for sure. Like, me and him are just the exact same when it comes to like Star Wars and stuff. And I was given a play-by-play. That is fair, Dan, you are. But at the same time, I can't focus on it. You know what I mean? When I'm like gaming and when I'm streaming and stuff. And I wanted to just kind of focus and pay attention to what was going on, and I couldn't do that. So, but basically this afternoon for me, Josh went live this morning for him. And he just started chatting about it straight away. And I'm going to throw it on. And we can kind of go through it. And then I want to, because Theory's live right now, but he started his stream with his kind of reaction to it. So I want to listen to both sides. And I'm just curious what people think. So this is how Josh's stream started.
I'm so miserable now! I'm so miserable now!
He's such a fucking troll, man. I think it goes on like that for a couple of minutes. But basically, yeah. So.
Oh God, I didn't. That's so embarrassing.
He's live.
I was just having a bit of fun. You know what I mean? I like to get into a
that
vibe.
Doom mask as well.
You know what I mean? Before the stream.
That Doom mask.
That's like my thing. You know what I mean? Everybody does this game a little bit differently. But for me, I like to get into a little bit of a vibe. So that's all that was. Sorry. Anyway, we will get into some stuff today, ladies and gentlemen, because I do want to discuss the fact that.
Sorry, I'm just gonna skip in.
I don't even I don't have like negative feelings towards him.
Okay, I'm sorry.
As low as I could go.
So basically, sorry, just to get into this. Sorry, I'm gonna stop this music as well. I can kind of hear. I can hear fucking drums in the background.
Just basically
distracting me. So basically, Josh turned around and said that he wanted $500 minimum per episode. And what Josh talks about here is how, he does a lot of like pre-work for the show and stuff like that, which is very valid. I'm sure he does. And he's saying he wants to be compensated for that, and says that 500 is his worth. Now he says today he's pissed off after how it was taken, and now it's more than 500. But the show's fucking done. It's over. But I think he's right. He is right. Like I don't know. I would have done the show for free, but that's me. I would love the opportunity. Now he's had 4 years of the opportunity, so I suppose it does hit a stage where it is like, now I need to start making money. But anyway, I'm just gonna start.
I wanted people, especially like Nerd Theory fans,
that's
to
us.
understand that, frankly, like I tried. You know what I mean? I tried, and I went as low as I could go, and still justify doing the show. And Theory wouldn't meet me there, and that just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a business decision. And like, to be honest with you, I don't even I don't have like negative feelings towards him. Like, I'm frustrated.
It's like a white dot on the screen. Is that on his camera? I'm going to touch my screen here. It's not on my screen.
Really feel like this is something that we should have just been able to work out.
Like,
you know what I
mean?
I don't think it's a lot of money. I think it's totally reasonable. But I honestly don't have, like, I don't know what's going on with him. You know what I mean? I don't know his situation. I don't know what the deal is. So it's not even like a harsh, like, fuck you, kind of a thing. It's really not. Like, it's just, look, the show, Nerd Theory, right? That's an allocation of a lot of time, but it's also an allocation of a lot of like energy, a lot of focus, a lot of attention. I would do research. So, I think we were only back for like 3 episodes or whatever, but maybe you guys noticed, like, I went out and researched, you know what I mean? Like,
this is valid, right? He did, like, he was coming up with topics and themes for the show, and he wanted to do gimmicky stuff, and some of it was bullshit. Like, I'll be very honest. Like, I love Josh, and I couldn't listen to half of it. I thought it was fucking dog shit. Like, the first episode was the first one that I watched the entire way through, and I actually pretty much watched, I think it was like a 4-hour stream. I watched like 3 hours 15 or something. I watched almost all of it, which is rare because usually I'll watch the start of it, and then when they start going through supers, I lose interest because it's just like, yeah, these guys are making the money and chatting shit. I don't really care about this part. But to be fair, the first episode back was so electric. I fucking loved every minute of it, and I watched the vast majority of it until it got to the boring, stupid shit at the very end. But week 2, they came back, and it was fine. Week 2, he kind of had some interesting stuff. Week 3, he just went into this crazy shit about how like Star Wars isn't for girls and stuff. And I know Josh is only messing when he says half this stuff, but like he's like, I'm partly serious, but I'm mostly trolling and blah blah blah. But like it just wasn't entertaining. Like it was funny for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't listen to like 3.5 hours of it. So in part, I kind of understand that maybe he's thinking like, Jesus, this is a bit of a waste of our time. Yes, I'm having fun, but I need to be making money here because this is a couple of hours of my Sunday to plan it, and then my Monday's pretty much taken up by like 5 hours sitting in this chair. So I wanted at least $500, but I like, I don't know. Like, again, I've streamed for 5 hours and made nothing. I've streamed for 5 hours and lost money. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and I understand, he's looking to make money, but like, his stream of him talking about this, I'm sure is going to make more money than he would have made from the Nerd Theory episode anyway. So like, how much money do you want to make? Like, I just don't really, again, I can't really talk for the revenue that his channel makes. I presume it's quite good. He's got a clips channel now, which is doing really well. He's got his main channel. He's got his live channel. Like, he's got 3 channels which are pumping out views. So I'm sure he's making a good chunk of money every month. And to kind of spoiler of where Theory goes in his argument with this whole thing, Theory kind of says off the bat, like, I don't even care how much money the Nerd Theory stream makes. I'm just there to talk to Josh and have fun. And he is like, Josh is in a very much money-making mode. And I understand that as well. He's got 2 kids and a wife, and, he's trying to get the comic book going and all this sort of stuff. And obviously he doesn't make as much money as Theory does. But I would say Josh is very well off. He says this in the video himself. Like, he says, his family are eating good. He says this, like, he's not short of money. So I just don't know why he made it so much about money. I don't know. How much does Theory VODs make in views? That's a good question. And again, to kind of jump into where Theory goes with it, but Theory says that it's a 50-50 split, and that's always been what it's been. And that sounds fair to me, and I think he said he pays Josh like once a month or something. So obviously Theory goes in, checks how much that stream made a month after it's on, when pretty much most of the views will be dead by then, right? No, he said 50-50 on the streams. So, I don't know. But I think what Josh was saying is he wants... Wrong? Okay.
I spent hours
we're gonna
on
watch.
Sunday
we're gonna
before
what
those Nerd
Theory
Theories,
said.
researching for the show, getting ready for the show, being excited about the show, ready to work. You know what I mean? Like, I take it very seriously. I take entertaining you guys really seriously, right? So, like, that's what it is. And like, the truth is this. Like, this is kind of the way... Like, this is kind of the way that I view it, and... I'm sure you'll hear Theory's side, you know what I mean? I'm sure he'll say his thing.
Oh, we will hear it in a few.
But, like, to me, in just 3 weeks of being back in the show, Theory's, like, literally talked about how he doesn't want to live stream anymore and he wants to disappear. We got caught up on one stream watching some of his old content, and he's, like, bemoaning how he doesn't...
I'm sorry to keep positive, but I think, and I said this day one, I said this shit day one, that because when I heard that the show was coming back, I was like, oh, they're maybe gonna do one a month, or maybe one every 5 or 6 weeks or something like that, or when like something happens in Star Wars, and I was like, this is fantastic, this is how it should be, right? But then they're turning around and doing it every single week, and there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on in Star Wars, so it's like, what are they gonna talk about? Like, so by week 3, like, of course, like, Theory's going to probably be bored because it's like there's nothing to fucking talk about. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of understand that. I kind of understand like where he's coming from. Now, obviously, I've seen a lot of people commenting on it and saying that, oh, he just looks bored. He's there. Josh is doing all the work. Yeah, fair. That's probably right. But at the same time, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I say I love the both of them. But, Josh is sitting on Theory's stream, and Theory has a much bigger fucking community. So I'm sure every single time, and I would love to know this. I'd love to ask Josh this question, but I'm sure if Josh went on to his own YouTube channels and checked his subscriber count before every single stream, and then went and checked it after, I guarantee you, after every single stream, there's growth. I would be like, I can almost guarantee it. There's definitely growth after every single stream. So, what's more valuable? Like, is it his channel's growing more, or does he want his $500? Like, obviously the $500 is more important to him. But I think in the long run, that's probably stupid, because you wait for something like, Ahsoka season 2 to start, and the guys are going to be making shit tons of money. Like, this, even like, Theory talks about this, like saying, like, there's some episodes where they make thousands, and it's a 50-50 split. So, like, Josh might make maybe $400 one week, but he could make 2,000 the next, So why would he want to cap himself to, because then, like, if I'm playing Devil's Advocate again, Josh is saying he wants $500 per episode, or a minimum of $500 per episode. I would kind of say, if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, okay, I'll give you $500 per episode. But then if it's like, they make 2,000, is he like, going to be like, oh, give me $1,000 now? I don't know. Again, I'm trying to play middleman here because I love the two of them.
Make good
and I hate to see them fight.
Content anymore. He's like literally saying like, oh, I used to make such good content. And like, look, that's all good. You know what I mean? But to me, that's not content. That's not good content to like, I just don't think the guy's in the headspace right now to be making good content in.
Do you think he watched this and then that's why he's live right now? As a guy, kind of like, I'll show you. I'll be live.
The way that I kind of want to do, and the truth is like I can deal with that for $500 an episode. That's what it is, and actually it's more now. But like that's the discussion. That's kind of like what it came down to, right? And that kind of just is what it is, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk about tea or besmirch the man or whatever. Like, I actually like the guy. I think he's making a bad decision here, but I like the guy. You know what I mean? And frankly, like, look, it is not his fault that Star Wars is as cooked as it is. You know what I mean? And so, if there's a legitimate concern on his end of like, that's not a viable thing for me or whatever, and maybe that's because of how bad things are for Star Wars right now, totally understand it. Like, totally get it. But I don't change. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to move or change my shit around to like fit into that, whatever that is. So that's basically all that it is, guys. And I guess because so many of you, you know what I mean, have been hitting me up and asking me questions and this, that, second, the third. Like,
so he's saying because Star Wars is dead and maybe the streams aren't making as much money, he wants a minimum of €500, which, yeah, I don't, like, again, I don't know if it is just supers. Like, how much is Theory making off the video itself? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't imagine it's a vast amount of money, because if it was, I'm sure he would just be like, yeah, cool, take your 500. I don't care. I'm making fucking 50 grand. I don't think Theory's like that. You know what I mean? And is it a case that Theory makes so much fucking money that he doesn't even notice, and then, it's like whatever, he can't calculate that? Well, because I suppose I don't know how the analytics work in YouTube. I'm not monetized on YouTube myself, so I don't know. Can you go into one video and see exactly how much that video was made? Because if that's the case, I would say, if I was Theory or if I was Josh, I would be like, the 15th of every single month, go in, check all the fucking Nerd Theory episodes, and give me 50%. If you want to go 50-50, and that's a true 50-50. That's probably the way it should be. And if that's the case, like, yeah, that's maybe that's what they really mean. Like, maybe that's what he really wants by 50-50. I don't know. Because, like, if I'm not mistaken, I'll check all this after, but if I'm not mistaken, like, the Nerd Theory episodes might get like 50k views. And it's obviously very long retention, so there'd be good ad revenue there. I'm guessing. I don't really understand how rich people make crazy amounts of money on YouTube. Like, I'm just guessing.
I could, for a little bit, I can address some questions, but respectfully, guys, there's probably a lot that I'm just not going to answer. You know what I mean? But I can answer like a little bit of stuff. But that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. And we keep it moving over here because, frankly, I do feel that I'm worth that and more because
I saw someone mention, and I apologize for obviously pausing all the time, but I did see somebody talk about this in their stream, and I would be curious to know what Theory thinks of this, and if he's still live when I go onto his stream, maybe I might try and ask him the question. But I wonder, would Theory be opposed to maybe doing like 1 week at the Nerd Theory goes live on Theory's channel, and the next week it goes live on Josh's channel, and then like, you know, every 2 weeks Josh gets the full revenue, and then they split the supers as always. I wondered, would that work? Again, I'd like, they don't give a fuck. They're done. Like, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Yeah, he did say that. He said it's on my channel. It's my channel, and that's fair. And I think that's fine. You know, he's built his community, and he's the biggest Star Wars channel. And you know, to be fair, you know, yeah, I've always said Josh is lucky to be in the position that he's in to be able to even do this with Theory. I think Josh, like, now, don't get me wrong, like, Josh is very good at what he does, but, you know, if you're talking about Star Wars, that's the biggest channel in the world to be on, and he should be lucky to be in that position. That's just what I think.
really good at this. And here's the other thing. I'm a big believer in like alchemy. You know what I mean? And this is just a personal thing, but like I'm a fan of alchemy, and I kind of believe in energies. You know, maybe sort of put that together over time. I'm sort of an esoteric, hippie, dippy kind of a guy, right? So to me,
very true. Like the way he dipped out the first time, like honestly, I thought he was insane, and this time I still think he's insane, personally. But you know, I respect that. You know, he knows what he's worth, and he says "fuck you" no matter what. Like that's what I'm worth, minimum. You know, that I respect that, but I wouldn't kill the show over it. You know, I don't know what the payment was beforehand. Again, we don't know because it's a 50-50 split on supers. It could be $1,000 1 week and it could be $200 the next. But to me, that's $1,200 in 2 weeks, and that's more than what he would get paid anyway. You know, so I think it's mental that he's giving it up.
Energy is like
he's been in the Golden City twice and left of his own
accord.
In
alchemy, sometimes you take something and you change its form. I mean, that's like definitionally what alchemy is, right? And so to me, I've always been a fan of like when these kind of situations happen, the alchemist is at work, brother. Like I'm going to cook. I'm going to use this as a catalyst for even greater change to be better at content. Because frankly, like I love it when somebody thinks I'm not worth it, or like I love it when somebody doesn't like think that I'm actually as good as I think I am. You know what I mean? Like that bitterness. You hear this with athletes sometimes, right? Like
I don't think that, you know, I know what he's trying to say here, and I just don't agree that that's what Thierry thinks at all. I really think that Thierry just has his thing. It's 58% on the supers, and that's it. You know, like, he says it himself in his own video, which we'll watch in a minute, but, like, he goes on other people's podcasts and doesn't make a cent, doesn't get a cent. It's just like, come on, have a thing, like, you know, whatever. So, and I like, you know, I kind of agree. It is what it is. But, yeah. I think the 50% is very fair.
Athletes will sometimes say, like, I needed that. You know, he said that one shit in game 6, I needed that shit. You know what I mean? And this is, again, this is not a personal thing against my mans, but what I'm saying to you is I have taken a stand on what I'm worth. I believe it, and I'm going to prove it. You know what I mean? And that's all. That's all. That's just, but that's a me thing. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with him. But it is sort of an alchemy thing. But, yeah. So I'll give you guys like what 5-10 minutes.
I'm not gonna listen to any more of this one, but like, I know I'm not throwing shade at Josh or anything, but like, you know, for example, the next big Star Wars news that comes out, whose video do you think's gonna do better, Theory's or Josh's? Like, it's gonna be Theory's video. Let's be real. Like, you know, I like Josh's attitude of like, you know, fuck you, I'll prove you wrong, but like Theory's is the bigger channel. Like, there's no two ways about it. Oh, he's watching a video which I think I mentioned to him. Yeah. I wonder if okay. I need to go back and listen to that later. He's watching a video which I said in my resub. Did he check it out? Because I didn't want to talk to him about this. So I was like, oh, I'll ask him a different question. Keep the chat fresh. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Right, so this is Theory's stream. He's live right now, but I'm going back to the start just so we can actually watch.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, to another stream. Hope you're all having a great day so far.
These guys streaming at 1440.
There is some new stuff we can react to, but I was thinking we could do.
I was scared to
also
listen
maybe
to
a
this
little bit
earlier.
of The Old Republic.
I was on the bike in the gym watching this, and
Part
I was
2.
like,
We're gonna
no.
continue that series
I was like,
for a
my
bit
boys.
now that I'm back home. So, how y'all doing? What's going on? Hope you're enjoying this fine Tuesday.
So I was reading some of the chat, and I took a screenshot of the chat to actually show to you, Dan, and because like there's people like just like slaying Josh in the chat, like, and the other way around. Like I think like it's funny because like everyone says that they love the show and all, but they all talk shit about each other. Like each community talks shit about the other one. Like so, I don't get it. It's kind of crazy. But I don't know. Like, I've seen, like, people saying some nasty shit about Josh in this chat.
Okay.
And vice versa on, like, Josh's Discord and stuff. So, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey,
It was
boys, how you
nice.
doing?
I was nice. Yeah, I couldn't be. I wouldn't be. I could never be. I could never be evil to either of them. Even though I think they're both fucking idiots for this. Never pay Josh. Pay up. Pay up.
Did the shirts
Spill
fit?
the
What
beans.
shirts?
Ignore Josh.
What up, J. Kane? What up,
Sup
Marvel?
with Josh.
What up, ass?
What the fuck?
Crazy.
Theory's Discord
All
is
right,
weird.
all right.
I don't.
Everyone's coming for.
I don't even. I'm a member, but I don't even go in there and read anything. To be honest, it moves too fast half the time. Anyway, I'm just like I just can't even like. What's the fucking point? I just don't even bother with
Nerd
this Discord.
theory. I
And Josh's
figured I
as
might
well
have
is a
to
bit too busy
address
for me.
this eventually. I don't know how best to do it. Do I do it in a live stream here, or do I make a standalone video?
He
Not
does it
really
here,
sure what is
Which
the
is why
best
we're here watching it.
way to do this, but there's a lot of different ways. Yeah. How quick you are to jump to conclusions.
Josh
about
Watto.
me. It's unfortunate to see, but let me say this. Nerd theory is no more.
I hate
For
even hearing
years,
him
it's
say
been
it.
a 50-50 split.
I hate even hearing him say the words, man. In theories, you can't even send links or emote. You can just react up to level 5. Yeah, I would never even like feel the need to post anything in his stream, honestly, or in his
With
Discord.
super chats, Josh gets 50, I get 50. Yesterday we hopped on the phone because Josh wasn't happy with the amount he was being paid anymore. And I said, well, what do you mean? It's split down the middle. That's how it's always been. And he didn't feel it was worth his time. He wanted to be compensated more. He wanted at least 500 an episode. And I said, well, we've done it for years like this. You know, the show originally was me and Mark doing Rule of Two, and Mark positioned Josh as a.
I've seen so many. Sorry to pause this again. I've seen so many people as well saying in the chat, like, you know, why did you even agree to come back if this was going to be an issue? Like, would you not have negotiated this before you even made the show return? And I'm very curious, like, you know, what has changed on Josh's side? Like, I just don't understand what's changed. Like, I presume the first episode was probably like baller. I'd say they made so much money in episode 1. Maybe did okay in episode 2, and then maybe episode 3 was shit. Like, to be fair, the episode, I barely watched any of it, like, because it was horse shit content. Like, honestly, like, it was awful. It was just stupid shit. Like, Josh was just going off, like, and it wasn't even funny. Like, you know, I was just like, this is terrible. So I can probably understand why people aren't dropping $100 fucking super chats then. But like, I wonder, did Josh go, oh, we can't be doing this anymore? Yo, James, what's up, brother? It's probably the weirdest stream to be sending a raid in. I'm just reacting to some YouTube drama that's happening between some of my favorite YouTubers right now. How are the games, brother? Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. Guys, make sure you give James a follow. I'm gonna throw his link in the stream. He's an Irish streamer playing Arc Raiders like everybody else right now. I hope the game's treating you well, man. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people playing it. It does look like a lot of fun. It does look like a lot of fun. I feel like it's not one that I'm probably going to pick up myself because I would like to secure a squad to play with. And I know I stream very late, and I understand that. And, you know, anyone who's over this side of the world are probably sleeping, and people who are over west that mostly watch me are probably not even, you know, finished work or even ready to sit down to game. So I understand it's difficult. It's a terrible time that I play, but unfortunately it's the only time that I can. You've been playing solo. What's that like? What's it like solo? I'd say it's terrifying. Like, yeah, I'd say it's terrifying. Wouldn't be for me now. Man, I really appreciate the raid. Just to kind of give you a little bit of an upgrade, you probably don't even give a shit, and I fully understand if you just bail out of the stream right now. But two of my favorite YouTubers, they're both like, one of them does all like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all that sort of stuff, and the other guy, who's the guy you're looking at right now, he's like the biggest Star Wars YouTuber in the world, over 3 million subscribers. The two of them have a podcast together on Mondays that just came back after like a 2-year hiatus, and 3 weeks in, they're after just blowing up and breaking up with like this big fucking breakup with like a dispute over money and stuff. So I just thought, because a few people from my community are also in these communities, so I thought I'd kind of give my 2 cents on it, and we'd kind of just watch their initial reactions to the whole drama. Not my type of stream ever usually, but I said fuck it, I'll just do it tonight, and then I might boot up a bit of Fortnite in a little bit or something, or we'll figure something out for the rest of the stream. But a lot of PvP encounters. We agree not to shoot each other. Yeah, it's kind of like Tarkov in that sense, right? Like, you know, it's like, I'm friendly, I'm friendly. Do you get people like that who would pretend to be friendly and then they kill you in the end anyway? I would probably do something like that, like, you know, just for the content, I suppose, as a streamer, but I'd feel bad about it as well at the same time. uh, yeah, for sure. I love it. Right, let's check this
As a
out.
stand-in kind of thing, as a replacement, once Mark exited the show. And we had a payment structure of, you know, I think it was like 60-40 back then for Super Chats, and then over time we did it for 4 or 5 years or whatever, and then it was 50-50. It was half and half. And so yesterday, you know...
James, man, I appreciate you sending people over, man. Thank you so much, and enjoy your sleep. I hope the fam are great.
After being paid for September, he felt it wasn't enough. You know, from the 50%, he wanted more, and I said, well, it's not going to happen. You know, how we do it is we do 50% how we've done it for years, split right down the middle. There's no argument, there's no nothing, and we enjoy it for the love of the show. And he felt it wasn't worth his time anymore. He wanted to be compensated more, and we couldn't come to an agreement. And
so, like, what I find to be interesting about this, and again, maybe I misunderstood this when I was first listening to it, but like 50%, I would, because again, he says like I paid him for September, so I'm like, is he just calculating the super chats or what? Like, you know, is he just doing like the entire Nerd Theory show? And if it's more than 50%, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that. But if it is just supers and then Theory's turning around and making like an extra like fucking 150 grand off just the views and the ad revenue, of course, like, I would call bullshit on that. But then again, you know, you're on the biggest YouTube channel. I would just be so happy to be there, me personally. You know, but if Theory is making, like, if Josh is making like 200 or like, you know, $1,000 a month from the show, and Theory's making 200,000, you know, I can kind of understand. But I just don't think that that's happening.
so that's the...
Josh is Jewish. What the fuck is wrong with this chat? Like, greedy bastard, greedy bastard. Josh is a brokey. What the fuck? He's a fake Star Wars fan. Like, this chat, like, I was reading this while I was in the gym, and I was like, these people are fucking idiots. And you can notice, like, all these people chatting shit aren't even subbed either. So you can tell that they're not really fans. They're probably just, like, bots or people coming in to talk shit. And I saw it on the other side as well. So, you know, I'm not just talking shit about these people. Like I saw it on Josh's side as well. Like people were talking shit about Theory. Like so, I just don't understand how there's so much people talking shit about the other host, but they still come in and watch the show. It's just weird to me.
The end of that. So,
Weird to me.
I don't appreciate the comments here saying, pay Josh. I pay everyone very equally, and I think 50% is extremely fair for the show that we have built together.
Hey Theory, I'll come on. I'll do it for
But
free.
if it's not worth his time anymore, then I'm not going to go above that and go beyond. So if it's not worth his time, it's not worth his time. Like, there's not much I can do about that.
Only I love his chat sometimes. It's so funny. People always like kind of quote Star Wars. Only someone unhappy with a 50-50 split deals in absolutes.
I do it for the love of the show. Even if we were making $0, and I told him this, even if we're making nothing, I would still be.
I believe what he's saying here, by the way. I truly believe what he's saying here. He would do this for free. Like, he will play a video and take away the monetization on a video easily and not give a fuck. And I truly agree with that. I truly believe that.
Doing it. I'm an extremely busy guy, as you guys know. I have 20 different employees, plus I'm making a fan film. I have a massive overhead every month, and I pay everyone extremely well. Josh and I have a show. We had a beautiful show, and I wish him the absolute best on it with whatever he's going to do going forwards, with his comic book, with his everything he's doing. And I feel that 50-50 was the payment structure we had for years, and it was extremely fair. But to want more than that, for me to pay out of pocket if the super chats aren't high enough for him, is not really something I'm interested in doing. So even after how the show ended years ago, so abruptly, when he wanted to bring it back, I was kind enough to say, yeah, okay, let's do it for sure, because I know how.
I've seen this part, like, on both sides. So Thierry says that Josh was the one who wanted to bring the show back, and then Josh said that Thierry was the one who wanted to bring the show back. I wonder who's telling the truth there.
How many fans?
I wonder whose idea it was.
People would come up to my booth at conventions and talk about how they love the show, and I love the show too, and I know Josh does as well.
Oh, that comment pisses me off. Josh's comic book is never coming out. It fucking better. And if it doesn't, I better get my money back.
So for me, it's and I told him this. I said, I'm literally losing money by doing the show anyways. There's so much more I have to do because I fall behind on stuff, and then I fall behind on sleep. And there's so many meetings that I have to have with my team and whatever else to expand Theory Sabers for the fan film, for my own channels that I still have to do, which I've been falling short on. There's a lot of people I employ, and I just do it for the love of the game, for the love of the show. And
I very much believe that.
We couldn't come to an agreement. Josh wanted more, and 50-50 is...
This person here, Jennifer, Josh has his own channel anyway. Josh has 3 channels, and I would honestly say he probably makes 50 grand a month, I would say, on my estimate. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd say he makes 20 grand a month easily. Technically, you already have the first 2 chapters. Yeah, digitally, but I want my hoodie. I want the physical, hardback, golden version of the fucking comic, and I want all 5 chapters. And I want my hoodie. And I want the hoodie. I need the hoodie.
The payment structure we've had for forever, and that's what I wanted to keep it at. So, that's that, man. There's so much more to unravel, but that's that. I wish Josh the best. I hope he makes all the money in the world that he wants to make. I hope his comic book blows up, and wish him the best in everything, man. But that is the reasons Nerd Theory is no more. So, a couple of the comments that I've been seeing, pay Josh. I mean, even beyond being paid, I encouraged him to create a clips channel.
This is a good fact as well.
Upload all of our clips, as many as he likes, from our live streams, which is something that anyone else would say, is exclusive to them.
That's very fair.
I'm not a greedy bastard. I don't, I think.
To be fair, that's very fair.
The more you can share with everyone, the happier everyone's going to be. The more people are going to want.
Look, all these people putting Josh in like the Jewish star and all in the chat. Like, isn't he of like Polish descent? Like his parents are Polish or something. Like, I believe. I don't really know, nor do I care what his religion is, but like he's Israel. He's not from Israel. and I don't think he's Jewish. I think he's of Polish descent. So I'm gonna guess he's like, what's their religion out there? I don't think it's Jewish. Maybe it is. Is it Jewish?
Want to enjoy doing what they do, but to ask beyond 50%,
Must be Jewish. Like, what's all
I
this
don't-
Jew
I'm not,
talk?
I'm not down with that. So
Who cares what his religion is? I don't think he's not religious anyway.
we couldn't come to terms. So that's that. I hope that clears up the air there. The, yeah. Anyways, can we move on?
See, people saying in the chat like more than 50% would be unfair to you, but if he's only getting 50% of the super chats, and then like Theory's making 20 grand off just the video itself, like that is like not 50% technically, but you know, yeah, like it as Theory says, it is his channel. Like, why would he be giving his ad revenue out to somebody else? Like, I understand that fully as well. And that's why he says, like, start a fucking clips channel. Take all the clips, duplicate them and make all that ad revenue yourself. That's a fair fucking thing to say. And like he truthfully says, I don't think Theory could go on to, like, Critical Drinker's channel and start taking all of his VODs and put them up as his own shit. I don't think, like, Critical Drinker would be happy with that and allow that, I'm pretty sure people, like, they could start suing each other for that shit, like. So I understand what he's saying. That's fair, in my opinion.
I'd love it if we can move on. I really have been positioning myself, I don't know if you've noticed over the last few years, or really over the last year, to be
Josh is a
kind
terrible
of back in
dude.
the old ways of the
I'm not
channel,
sure
just
why you
focusing
even
on
platform
fan
him.
fictions and
That's
lore,
bullshit.
and regardless of the views, some of them get 5,000 views. I don't care. I just do it for the love of the enjoyment
I believe that.
of making content and talking about real Star Wars. I enjoy engaging with my community. I enjoy hanging out with you guys.
I wonder will we see
So,
my super come up, or my,
I
like,
hope you see that, and I hope
I was watching this live
I hope
earlier
you
when I was
see
in
me
the
for
gym.
who I am and who
And I
I've always
popped off
been,
my
and,
member chat.
Especially once the Vader fan film is out, which is a few months away. I mean,
Is
there's
Visions
a
out,
really
by the
big
way?
announcement that I have
new
coming that
Visions?
I'm very excited for, and
Is that out now?
I hope it pans out. But yeah. Anyways,
Will you still have a friendship outside of YouTube? I'm very curious to see what that answer is. If he answers that.
Rule of 3 is still on, so we still have that on.
Yeah, again, Rule of 3, I can listen to maybe 5 minutes of it. Like, I watched the start of it, but it's just not the same, man. And, like, I like Stupendous Wave and stuff, and I know he's obviously gone now, but I can't really listen to much of that show. I don't know why, it's just not the same. And I think it's because I'm just such a big fan of both Thierry and Josh separately. And it helps to kind of sit there and just listen to them talk shit and just, get paid to answer questions. Like, that's hard to sit and watch anybody do that. If I just sat here and read out questions from the chat and, was getting paid and just answering those questions, like, I'm sure a lot of people would just be like, fuck this, I'm not listening to this shit. Like, why do we care? So like, I don't know. I think the Rule of 3 thing is not great.
On Thursdays,
But nothing against the guys,
3 p.m.
obviously.
Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So Dash
Josh
and
Rothschild.
Badger are still going to be doing the show with me. So yeah,
For fuck's sake.
that's that, man.
For fuck's sake.
Both of you guys make sense in the situation. Yeah, I mean, look, if he wants more money and the show isn't making more money, let's say from super chats, I mean, there have been times the show will make thousands of dollars in a stream.
Episode 1 of Visions is out and it's good. I might watch it after this. Episode 9 is a trooper having an acid trip. What the fuck?
There are times the show
Sounds
will
fun.
make a few $100s in a stream, and that really is dependent on what people donate, and I am so thankful for everyone, even the 99-cent donations. I don't care. Even if the show made $0, I don't care. I'm happy. I'm happy to just hang out with you guys. I do this for fun. The YouTube side of things, I literally just do to engage with you guys.
I believe that.
I don't make a fraction of what I used to make on YouTube. And in fact, it actually just, if we want to look at it from a money standpoint, it just wastes my time. I could just focus on Theory Sabers and the merch that I do. to really fund everything, the movies, the company, all that.
I'd like one of his
So
hats.
everything I
but
do from here,
shipping
it's,
to Ireland is outrageous.
it's a pure
Like,
love
I
of
can't
passion,
justify it.
and for what I do and for you. So, I hope you guys can see that. And if you can't, then well, can't convince you otherwise. So, anyways, if you don't care, then pay Josh. Excuse me, I don't think you're really understanding anything.
So he's on a principal standpoint, like 50%. That's it, and his ad revenue isn't even
So,
it
anyways,
isn't even crossing his mind. The
I
ad
said,
revenue, and I'm sure, you know.
I'm gonna
Look, I'll be real. If I was on that podcast for 4 years, I'm sure you would get comfortable. At the start, I would be starstruck talking to this guy every week. Like, I'd be absolutely honored. I'm sure if we were speaking for 4 years together, it would become very normal. And then maybe it might start eating away in the back of your mind, going like, this guy's making 20 times what I'm making for the two of us to sit here at the same time. And Josh is probably the more energetic one and getting the more engagement out of the stream. Like, maybe he should be getting more money. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I love the two of them. But I can kind of understand that from Josh's point of view, I suppose. Man, it's so hard to kind of see this show just break up again. Like, it's just fucking awful. Josh is Israel first, Star Wars last.
leave it there, man.
What the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
Let's continue on with today's stream.
Honestly, part of me never wants to stream on YouTube, because like if I had to start reading shit like this in my own chat, like, Jesus fuck.
To just hang out with you guys. Hey Theory, longtime fan. Thanks for the great content. You're what it got me into storytelling. So thanks, dude. I have been watching since 2017.
These people who are saying,
No
pay
matter,
Josh
you will always
Airbots.
have my support. What up, dude? Huge thanks to you for the FaceTime in San Antonio. Love your channel, and I hope my Master Replicas collection. Oh, hey, what's up, man? It's you. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, for sure.
Josh is Watto first at the Jewish flag. Fucking hell, man. What's wrong with this chat?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna skip
I
in
just do it because I enjoy it.
I'm
Care.
into. I don't know how far
I-
this goes. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and
I don't look at
watch
the
whole fucking
show
thing.
as a way to have to make this
Look
or
at
have
this
to make
shit,
that.
like.
And I have a way bigger overhead every month than Josh.
Yeah, so this was my initial thought, was where, like, when he first was talking about the $500, I thought he wanted it on top of the 50-50, like what this guy's saying in the chat here. But I think what Josh actually wanted was just a bare minimum of 500. And if the show makes 50 grand, he wants 25 grand. He wants 50-50 then. But he wants a minimum of $500 to show up. Which, yeah, fair enough, Would you, like, if Josh went live on his own channel and talked for 3 hours, would he make $500? He probably would. He'd probably make fucking more, yeah, I don't know.
And anybody, but at the end of the day, if that is his price, then that's his price, and he's entitled to what he wants. And if that goes over the 50%, well, that's not something I can accommodate. So,
Do you know, like, again, this would just be me, like, trying my very hardest. I think both of them are quite stubborn, and I think that's why shit like this happens. Like, I think if this was me trying to talk to Theory, it would be more than just one day of me trying to figure this out and then blowing up and starting to tweet about it. I think Josh is very childish when it comes to stuff like that. Like, no, if this happened with me and Josh, or me and Theory, or me and Josh, I would never start tweeting my own business. Like, I think, I don't know why he was doing. That's why I thought he was, like, trolling at the start. Like, I just would never post that shit publicly. I just think it's so stupid. And the fact that, I just don't like how he handled this situation the 2 times. I thought it's been ridiculous. And I really think the show is dead now, because I don't think Theory starts it up a 3rd time. I really don't. But if that was me and, they had the argument, let's say, I'd just be like, look, bro, I'm not going live tonight. Let's fucking, we'll come back to it a bit heated, whatever. Talk to you later. And I'd take a break, whatever. And I'd have to come back to him with a couple of potential ideas to try and fix the solution. Maybe they both go live at the same time. They use StreamYard, like I use that for my podcast, and I could put, and again, I've said this to Alex as well, I've offered this to him before, but I can put up our YouTube channel. I could put up my Twitch channel. I could put up his Twitch channel. I could put up his YouTube channel, and I could press go live, and we go live everywhere at once. You know, why don't they just do that? Why don't they go live on Josh's channel and Theory's channel at the same time? And then Josh is making all of his ad revenue as well. You know, tell people, the diehard fans, throw the two, tab the both streams, and then they both make money. Like, they could double their fucking money here. Hello? YouTube, are you, like, I hope you're not listening to this, but the two of they could double the revenue from the fucking thing if they just got all the viewers. Now, obviously, all the viewers aren't going to do this, but all the diehards, you could just say, you know, Theory could just put out a tweet going, look, this is going to be live on Josh's channel as well. Would you mind tabbing it as well? I don't care where you chat. Just have both the streams up. And the two boys sit there, they both make their ad revenue. Bing, bang, boom, 50-50 on the supers. I just solved the problem. Clip it. Send it around. Show Josh, show Theory. Like, I just don't understand how they don't think of things like this. StreamYard has this functionality. They can just add the two guys' YouTube channels to it and press go live, and they don't even notice that anything different is happening. Except their chat will probably be twice as fast. No brainer, man. It's a no brainer. I don't know.
That's all I'm going to say on that. Like I said, I wish him the best. He's made his choice.
Yeah, like this.
And that's that.
Like, he's done. Like, Theory's done. The both of them are pretty stubborn, like, you know.
I hope his comic book comes out soon and it does astronomical sales and he crushes it and becomes a household name in the comic book world. I know that would mean a lot to him.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. Imagine Josh's comic became like a Netflix show or something. You could just sit there and be like, you know, I was part of the original team that like funded the creation of this. That'd be so fucking cool. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Hopefully that catches you guys up on my side of the story. I always know that there's two sides, and at the end of the day, it's not that deep. He just wanted more money, and the show, it was already split 50-50. I mean, what would you do in this situation? You know? So.
Yeah, like it's a sensitive subject.
Badger gets a split too.
It's a sensitive
so
subject.
Does Dad.
Sorry, I'm gonna end it there. You know, I love the two of them. I really do. I hope they do work it out down the line. But from how I feel like I kind of know. I've been watching these guys for like 5 years now, and I feel like I kind of know when he talks about something like this, he's fucking done. He's signed out. That's it. It's over. And Josh is very much the same. Josh is like quite stubborn, and you know, he literally said it in his own stream. He's like, the number was 500 yesterday. It's not today. So like, you know, even if Terry turned around now and said, look, fine, I'll give you your 500, like Josh would still be out. Like, he's done. They've burnt the bridge. It's over, baby. It's over. Which fucking sucks. Because we all suffer. I was talking about this. I just want to see, does he actually watch this because I mentioned it? Or
an acolyte, thank God I didn't. Thank God you didn't.
Is this because, did somebody else say this to him? I popped this off in my
How long have
chat.
I been a Star Wars fan? Since 1995? 1996?
Hey, me too.
Yeah. I often reminisce about the days. It was just George Lucas, and, you know, it's wild. It's a totally different time. Yo, Theory, even my lazy eye can see Josh is a bum. He's better off. Melvin will come on for free and do better. Melvin drives a Ferrari, no Land Rover. I don't think Josh is a bum. I think he just wanted more money for the time he was putting in, and I couldn't accommodate more than 50%. I think that's, you know, already fair. So
I kind of understand what he's saying. Like, I don't think Theory wants, as he said, he has 20 employees already. Does he want to be taking Josh on as a 21st employee and start paying him for to sit down and have a conversation with him? Like, that is kind of bananas when you think about it. Like, Josh is demanding a salary out of this guy when he already has a company and pays people. And, like, he's doing a podcast for the two of them having a love of Star Wars, and he pays them half the supers. I think that's fair, like, realistically. Like, does he need to be putting them on the fucking payroll? Like, I don't know, man. It is weird. It's a weird situation.
And I
trying to stay in the middle here.
Ferrari. I'd love to have a Ferrari one day. Love you, bro. Proud of you. Come to England.
Okay, I
Definitely
don't even
will, Lucas.
I don't even know if he read mine now at this stage because
Yeah, definitely will. Especially to see Nick.
I popped it off ages ago.
Are we still watching the AI stuff? Let's finish with the AI stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
buddy.
do that.
I mentioned this.
I know those
This video
are
blew my
fun.
fucking mind.
All right, Star Wars, Luke Skywalker, and Anakin in the. Are we good with the nerd theory stuff? Are we good? Are we done?
How long is he live here?
I said my piece. You guys are satisfied with my view of
He's
things?
been talking about it for like an hour and a half. Fucking
All right.
hell. I'm gonna probably have to listen to this whole thing. Just
All right.
curiosity.
Great. And let's leave it at wish Josh the best. We hope he is super successful with everything he does. Same for me. And the same for all of you. All right. Jacob Billington. Okay.
I only
Fine, let's
came
do-
across this channel randomly today. This shit was fire. This shit was fire.
Even if you succeed, it's a hard life.
But I want to go. It's what I've always dreamed of doing.
I can't wait to see his reaction to this.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
That audio is kind of shit. Like, it's kind of done pretty poorly, but the idea is great.
Damn, it's crazy.
Like, look at how good that AI looks. This is cool, man.
Now, be brave and don't look back. Don't look back.
Someone in the chat, Ray is a Skywalker. Fuck's sake, I'd be banning people like that.
Wow. What the hell?
This shit's beautiful.
It's so jarring.
This was the day I left everything behind to become a Jedi. Qui-Gon believed I was meant for more than slavery. My mother,
The mouth is awful, but
she believed it too.
I can forgive it.
Yo, Skywalker Stories, reach out, man. I
told
would
her I'd come
love
back.
to voice Anakin. I'd love to voice Anakin. I know I could do a great job for you. It would sound better.
That I'd free her.
But I'd free her.
Those were the last words I said to her before I left.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Maybe not,
Luke
but
sounds
I knew
okay.
what I left behind. The Jedi taught me to let go of what I feared to lose, but they never taught me how to live with the loss once it came.
Deep.
She loved you, even to the end. You know that.
That's what makes it hurt the most.
Imagine seeing this, like, in Star Wars. Like, the shit we so cool.
That's crazy.
So well done.
That's messed up, man.
I had a dream of her, calling to me in pain. When I came to help, it was already too late.
It wasn't your fault.
I had another dream of your mother, Padme, dying in childbirth. I couldn't bear to lose her too.
What happened to her?
I tried to stop it. Then I let myself believe his lies.
This is fucked,
I
man.
live every day knowing I took her away from you.
My jaw was on the floor
I'm so
watching this.
sorry.
It's crazy.
You found your way back. You saved me.
No, it's you who saved me. You saw something in me I couldn't see in myself. You're the Jedi I always dreamed of being.
Oh. Deep.
You still have much to learn, and I'll be here every step of the way.
Fucking fire, man. Fire. So
Wow,
good,
dude.
man.
That was actually pretty nice.
10 out of 10.
You are the Jedi that I always dreamed of being. Yeah, that hurts. Fucking hell.
So good, man.
That's crazy.
What's AI going to be like in 10 years? It's insane.
Wow.
Parker, now I remember you. You're Connor's student. Tells me you're
What the fuck is this?
Training to become a Jedi is not
That's wild, man.
It's so good.
That's crazy. And she was a
The
good
fans
friend.
of the future, says chat. So true. So true. This in 10 years, like, people will be, like, sitting in their bedrooms making better movies than Disney.
That's wild, dude. Like I said, man, I wonder where AI stuff's going to be in a year. It's going to be wild. Your next level.
Anyway, yeah. That's enough for that. I'm sad. I'm sad, man. I'll continue to watch them, like, solo. But still, it was so nice to have them back. If you know, you know. Hey guys, this is Finto. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and like, and let us know in the comments what you think below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.